Okay. I'm Miss Lav. All right. Hey, YouTube. It's a little late, but hey, it is. We have an hour left on Monday, right? Well, at least I do. I'm in Texas, and it's 11:08 here, so we still got a little time for the Monday for Matter Monday. I did do the pre-show already on YouTube earlier today. And for those of you who may be watching this for the first time or being on this channel, hi, I'm Oya. Oya B Gold, baby. And I'm hoping my sound is good and everything. I want to say it is. If anyone comes in the room, let me know if the sound is good. Anywho, I'm in a reflective space. Had some things happen in my immediate atmosphere that needed to be addressed today after my live. So it was like a vibe, and I had to go for a walk and clear my mind and things like that. And so that's why I got all my chin on. And I had, you know how you come from outside and you have your jacket on and you're just not ready to take it off yet? That's how I feel. Hey YouTube. I feel like I don't know y'all no more. It's been such a long time. These are my Monday glasses. And all day as I've been being live, I am wondering how people who wear glasses deal with like the social media things. Like, like how do you deal with that? That would be annoying to me if I had to wear glasses. These are my fashion glasses. I love fashion glasses. How is everyone? I'm low key. What's happening in real time is I am getting my focuses because we are here for a reason. Okay, it is Matter Monday. This is something that I came up with as I was thinking about my content, and I wanted to actually address mommy trauma, but then oh, it's been a long time, so you guys don't even know what's probably happening with me with the channel and stuff. So let me rewind a little bit. I have a company called Gold Energy Management. I have a company called Brown Becky TV. I have a company called Edify Me. And for years I was creating different channels. I need a lane for this, I need a lane for that, I need a lane for that. However, it's come to my attention since I've moved that what I actually have in me is a ministry. And to know me is to know that my whole life I've either wanted to be an English professor, an entertainer, or a nun. I love I love God, Allah, spirit, source code, energy, you name it, I'm in love with it, right? So, in knowing that about myself and when I made my move, I had some inner changes that allowed me to see what I was doing in a different way, in a way that was more cohesive. Shout out to Socially Good Television, aka Foot and Ass. Anyway, yeah, so I realized I was sitting on a ministry. Like, you know how you go to a church and, sometimes the church has plays and then the church could have bazaars where things are sold, for nonprofit reasons and you get a good word in and you get some fellowship. I realized that's what I have. So I'm in real time working on my 503. I'm in real time figuring some things out for how I want to run my actual business portion of the for-profit aspect of what I do, as well as the non-profit aspect of what I do. And I realize I have a faith ministry in me. And it's not that I realize it, it's been something that I've been running from for a while because I didn't feel I had the Moses syndrome, literally. I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like um, I was good enough to do that. And since arriving in Texas, which is um, afforded me some more mental clarity, I have been able to think better And the way my mind works here is just shout out to that to Appy, the astrology lady here on YouTube. That's my astrologer. And literally I made a move from a very thick ass Saturn line to my Venus, Jupiter, and Sun line area. You get what I'm saying? So my brain is functioning where everything that I was struggling to do in Georgia, everything that was cloudy became very clear here. And what I realized is that Gold Energy Management just wasn't a company that, as we say, doesn't help you find your purpose, we help you to be it. I was sitting with Gold Energy Management Ministries, and there was no longer a need to separate everything, right? So I show up now in a different capacity where I'm showing up whole, I'm showing up as myself, and I accept the call. I accept it. So I'm going to be having a church. And I say I'm going to be having a church, but really you all get to have a church that I will help orchestrate and bring to the people. And I'm calling it the church for the Aquarian age. I'm calling it the Free Christ Church. These are the AKAs. Gold Energy Management Ministries is going to be a full spectrum church. It is a full spectrum church. There's nothing we don't deal with. And because we're faith based, non denominational, I can meet you where you're at, wherever your journey's at in what we call the faith journey. That word, journey, journey, journey. Um, so bringing it back to why we're here tonight for Matter Mondays is because I wanted to actually talk about mommy trauma, and I was thinking of it from a perspective of like, what is it? How do you deal with it? Can you get rid of it? Da da da. And I realized that my conversation was actually bigger than that. And that's what Matter Mondays is going to be about. It's going to be a unique perspective on motherhood as we're talking about the new earth. If you are following me on Facebook, I did the pre show and I gave some context there. Tonight, I'm going to just dive right in. We won't be here long because it's just some things I want to say and the tone I want to set for the series. And I'm thinking about doing it every other Monday because I do believe, as a coach, as a mentor, as a faith leader, that the work is multifold. And I do not believe in bombarding people like we're live every day. No, no, no. This is a process. This is something that's happening from me. It's happening to me as well. So I'm doing a lot of studying, you guys. I'm doing a lot of in-depth spiritual analysis of different information. Right now, I'm hard on the reincarnation thing, and I'm learning that every sacred science, every philosophy of religion had a philosophy about reincarnation. But when the patriarchy comes and the Bible had to be written a certain way, that information was like omitted, taken out. And this idea that we are on rotation as souls for why we're here to experience emotion limitation is astounding to me. And it had me thinking deeper about the mother thing, meaning like if we all come from source code, we come from God, Allah, however you term that, and we all come from this oneness, and therefore we're still that oneness. And we've been woman, man, cat, dog, grass. We've been, some of us been little aliens, the full gambit of experience that a soul would have, right? Because when you're here on earth, we are aware that we are souls having a human experience. And you need a flesh suit to be here on earth. But we also have this idea that the only way you can get here is through like a portal, a coochie portal. And we're learning, well, I'm learning that's not true. You can appear here, you can be dropped down, you can drop down into a body. It's a bunch of ways to actually get to the earth realm. And the coochie portal is not the only way that's happening. And that blew my mind because I am pro black woman is God, power to the vagina holders, power to the cootie cat warriors, all that jazz. And then I'm realizing, wait. Souls get here other ways through besides the coochie portal? That blew my mind. And it had me thinking about forget talking about mommy trauma, because to talk about mommy trauma is to also talk about your soul contracts. And I can speak to that personally, how I'm no contact with my birth mother because she has very narcissistic behaviors that traumatized the hell out of me growing up. I was literally told around 8 years. I was literally told by my mother around 39. That's when I went no contact with her. I was told by her verbatim that she ain't really been dealing with me since I was like 8 years old. And I remember feeling that, but as a child, you don't know what that means. So when she verbalized it to me, I was like, that explains so much. Okay, let me just go ahead and say it because I wonder if anybody else can see it. You guys, I'm a bearded lady. I actually shaved today. Let's take a segue and talk about how good my skin is looking. There's no filters on, but I do have facial hair. I do not have PCOS or anything like that. I come from a line of very hairy women. We probably have some type of form of heritism, some type of overactive testosterone thing that makes us all hairy. So I've been hairy my whole life, like having facial hair, and it goes all the way down. You can see my little, but I have some products that help me keep the shaving marks light. And I learned that I don't like my hair literally starts with these long hairs right here, kind of goes down, and I shave it to like right here because I like it. It's me. It's how I naturally occur. I just had to say that. And I do have a product line that is it's already done. I'm just figuring out packaging. And to be honest, if you watched my Facebook Live earlier, there is something about marketing that I'm uncomfortable with as it relates to a faith-based ministry. I don't see how I don't see where the like I don't see how I'm supposed to market to you how to want to be a better person and self-develop. I feel like that's stupid. I'm not gonna. So I'm not saying I'm not gonna market. I just don't know what that means yet. When we're talking about having a faith-based organization, right? So with that being said, there are some products that I am sitting on, and I'm just trying to figure some things out, and I'm going to take my time and figure them out. I'm not going to feel rushed or moved to do it any other way but the way that it needs to be done. And so with that being said, we get back on to Matter Mondays. So I just wanted to say that, so if anyone's watching the live and they're like, "Do sister got a is chin hairs?" No, you ain't got to open it. These is chin hairs. I have them. I like them. They mine. Fuck with them. Just my body, and I like it. Anyway, so back to the unique perspective on the art of motherhood. Matter Mondays. I chose the title Matter Mondays because matter is where we get the word mother from. And matter says substance. It's substance that creates more substance, right? And I'm like, this is dope because there's a while we have matter, we are flesh. And if you're a mother here in the flesh, meaning you are what I'm gonna say a portal holder. You have a way to get to this planet, right? And what I want to talk about during Matter Mondays is, what does motherhood look like for the new earth? What does motherhood look like for people who are waiting on Christ still, or the people who thought Christ already came? What does motherhood mean to those of us who understand the soul contracts? What does these labels mean? What is this pressure and the, I want to say the word pressure and the expectation we have on those who carry the label of mother. That's what we're going to unpack in Matter Mondays. And tonight, again, I'm not going to keep you long, because tonight was really all about releasing karma and choosing self. And I just want to put it, I just want to, I just want to give you guys something to think about. Meaning, I never thought of mothers as I never thought of mothers as beings that create karma. You get what I'm saying? Meaning, like, you have a baby, and now this baby has to grow up in the world, and this baby's going to make choices. Meaning, you're creating karma. You're creating these cause and effects by just having a child. A child that's going to impact you, impact the world, impact the people around it, be impacted. So, can we even have karma without, like, we can have karma without being a mother, but what about the karma that being a mother creates? You get what I'm saying? And this idea that we can cancel the karma of being a mother by not having children. So that way you're not creating more karma for yourself as a being, nor are you choosing to interact with another being's karma. Because when you're a mother and you bring a being through you, that being now has a life of its own. It has its own trajectory, and that trajectory it includes you until it doesn't. And sometimes it's going to always include you based on what type of relationship you have as a mother to your offspring. And when I'm talking about the choosing you part, that's about like this pressure we put on what it means to be a mother and even each other. I mean, even the conversation with trans women and how women who have vaginas are feeling. I was one of those women feeling like someone's invading in my space. But then if you're dealing with it from a spiritual lens, are they? Are they really invading in my space? That was my. I have a light sensor. If it senses no movement, the light goes off. It preserves energy. Anyway, but I have my ring light on and my lamp, so we're good. So think about that for a second. If as a soul you have been man, woman, child, dog, cat, all of these things, and we're making it seem like, oh, because I'm a mom, I'm like, but you're a soul before you're a woman. You're a soul before you're a mother. So when you're choosing yourself, are you choosing yourself with a soul's awareness of itself, or are you limiting your awareness of self to being a mother because you have a vagina? To me, this is a profound thought because it takes some of that pressure off of you. It made me think about, like, for instance, in real time, I'm forgiving my mother. You guys, I used to forgive her in the past, and then she would do weird shit, and then I would unforgive her. And then as of the last time we spoke and I went no contact, in my mind, I just was like, I don't need her to forgive her. She's a shitty ass mom. I gotta heal this shit. I'm in therapy. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta use my resources to heal myself. But when I really look at it from the soul's journey, this is the contract I made with this other soul. Back on the other side, we're cool as hell. My back on the other side, we're best buddies. But when we came here, we made a pact that she was gonna be a shitty mom. And that was gonna have an impact on my life and create some karma. And I was gonna have to work through that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So when we think about what it means to be a mother, what is this pressure that I was putting on her to be a certain type of mom? You get what I'm saying? Because I couldn't see her at the time just as a soul having a human experience. I see that now, and she's fulfilled the contract so deliciously that I'm able to let it go and move forward and literally forgive her, not as the human being or whatever, but as a soul. As a soul, I can release all that angst and all those feelings of abuse and trauma. It was what I wanted to experience, hence why I experienced it. I think a lot of us forget about the soul contracts that we create before we get here. And then some of the ones, meaning when you come here, you don't get to keep your knowledge of your light. You're not able to keep that information of who you actually are. And you have to go through all the modalities of spirituality, religion, church to kind of get back to your inner light, your light being self, right? So with that being said, like this idea of motherhood, that we have these expectations on another being to be a certain way with us when really they can only be who we agreed they are to be to us before we got here. It's to me a very profound way of thinking of it all because it releases you. Hence why I'm saying releasing karma and choosing self. You can experience a release of the expectations and the labels and the social norms and really get back to a basic of what does it mean to be a soul having a human experience who is either a mother or has a mother, and the gambit of experience and emotions and things that go along with that path, that choice as a spirit. So Matter Mondays to me is about this ongoing conversation about being a mother now. And when I say now, with the awareness that I'm a soul, spirit, having a human experience. And if I allow myself to get trapped in a role or a label or a function, the function of being able to birth a child, how am I stifling my own spiritual experience? How am I limiting this experience that I'm having? I have two daughters. I'm a mother, as they say. And as they say, I'm a mother. But what does that mean? Is it such a big deal? Especially if we're talking about the idea of oneness versus individuality. Oneness saying that we're all one, we all come from one place, we're all going back to that same one place, right? So then what is all the matter of all the labels? Mother, father, brother, sister, we're souls having these experiences and the things just gotta be labeled because we're here on earth and it's a form place. It's matter, right? So as we call it Mother Earth, because earth is matter, the matter of dirt, the matter of water, the matter of rock. You get what I'm saying? Substance that can create more substance. So to me it's a big thought, but because it's such a big thought, I think it would be good to have this ongoing conversation about the nature of being a mother now, especially as we're talking about the Aquarian age and things are changing. W- We're going to have new conversations about old shit. We're going to have to get into a space where we're more comfortable talking about things that not only make us uncomfortable, but have the capacity to grow us and stretch us and fortify this human experience we're having as a spirit. Because when you go back to when you go back to your spirit form, when you go back to your light body, as they say, or the oneness that is, you're not a mother no more. You being a mother is besides the point. Being a mother happens here on earth. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what Matter Mondays is about. I'm looking at my notes. Even down to, like I said, if you had a mommy wound like I had, and you had to deal with the trauma of a mother that was abusive, emotionally neglectful, however that looks, at some point, you're going to have to look at it as a spirit having a human experience to really gain the understanding of not only why did I choose this for myself, but why am I having this experience? Personally, for me, the light that I am, I'm aware that had I not had the experience I had with my mother, you guys wouldn't even know me. I would be so far up my family's ass in the. You ever know people who like nothing exists for them outside of their family? They're so in love with their family. They talk to family members multiple times a day. Literally, if you're hanging out with them, you're hanging out with their family because they're so in love with their family and their family's so in love with them. That would have been me. But apparently, my soul, I wanted to have a certain experience so that I could then be the example of light that I am here on this realm and be an example of a soul that remembers I'm having a human experience. I'm a soul having a human experience, not a human having a soul experience. I'm a soul that's made the journey and the choice to be here on earth and deal with earth stuff, right? And for me, it was always a little bit different in my experience of being human because I don't really deal with like duplicity. I don't deal with like duality well. I don't see like I see duality, but it's like I see the oneness that we all are. So I kind of speak my whole life from that place. And people would label me crazy. I remember having a conversation with someone about how chaos is beautiful, and they were like, chaos is negative. And it's like, chaos is the state of the universe. Chaos is like in your body, chaos is the jam, right? And then you come here and you try to make that order out of the chaos that is, because chaos is always ising. And when you think about it that way, it becomes a little less, to me, intense. It becomes a little less serious. A lot of people take themselves so serious. Remember, the Joker says, "Why so serious?" what is the point of taking everything to heart? I think about that even with the Ma'at lesson of let your heart be light as a feather, so you can pass through to the spiritual place. Meaning, if you're bombarded and bogged down in your energy, in your spirit, with all, meaning you believe you're a human and you've forgotten that you're a spirit slash, you forgot that you're a light being, that we're all light beings encased in this fleshy suit to experience the earth realm, right? And when you forget that, you start getting you take the job very serious, you take your mortgage very serious, you take your friendships, your relationships, everything is very serious. But if you just remember that you're a soul having a human experience, it does lighten it a little bit. You do gain a different ease in your perspective. Everything doesn't then it becomes not about who's hurting me, who's doing this, the people over there, they're doing that, conspiracy theory this, the government that, my mother this. Like it becomes like, okay, I'm in the realm where anything goes, emotions are abundant, and limitation is seemingly also abundant. I'm also in a realm that says there's time. We have a time thing, but time is an illusion. It's all happening. Like, honey, this is why I love to teach and talk about spirituality, energy, these types of things, because to me it's fascinating. I am fascinated by what we actually are. And I like to talk to people from that place. Everyone cannot always receive that, and I'm okay with that. And by bringing this up, I'm still talking about choosing self. Meaning, if you choose yourself and you honor who you are as your individual energy and you're honest about what you actually are feeling and experiencing, you can be honest enough to say, this is selfishly what I want. This is selfishly what I signed up for. I made a pact with all my other soul buddies in the other place that we was going to come down here and do whatever we're doing here, good, bad, or indifferent. That's another thing. When you really get deep into this, you realize there's no good or no bad. There's just the experience. Hence why, as we get deeper into my ministry, yes, I'm using the Bible to teach things. Yes, I'm going to be referencing Jesus, but we're not talking about hell. We're not doing that. It's a reason why I'm saying the Free Christ Church. Because when I had that thought, I thought about how people have like their boyfriends or their girlfriends locked up, like free Tyrone, free my girl Shaniqua, free, they in jail, they locked up. And I thought about how church, the way it's taught, typically locks up the actual Christ energy that is present in all of us, right? And I was like, I want a free Christ church. I don't want a Christ that's on a cross. What is that? Like, if we're souls having a human experience, why are we highlighting the fallibility of the matter of the flesh? That's besides the point. His flesh was put on the wood. I don't need that in my church. We don't need to talk about that. That's not what we're going to be about. We're not. When we talk about sacrifice, we'll talk about sacrifice and we'll talk about that. But if we're talking about life and what it means to have Christ consciousness, there's no reason to bring up a man on a cross that's dying and was killed on a cross. There's no reason to reference that. I'm talking about free Christ inside of you, free Christ in your family, free Christ in your mind. The Free Christ Church, church for the Aquarian age. This is something new, but to me, it still feels very old based on that we've all been here so many times. Even that I'm studying a lot of different types of spirituality consecutively and simultaneously, and I'm learning about more about African spirituality. And a lot of African spirituality says like, if your great 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 aunt dies and you have a baby in 2024, that may be the great aunt. Meaning, African spirituality says the souls are recycled through the bloodline. So you just keep coming back into your bloodline. And for some people, there may be a perspective that this is jail. And for me, I've gotten to a place where it doesn't hit like it's jail or I'm trapped in this loop. It's more like I'm having the experience as a soul. I think that's very depowering to look at your soul and think I'm trapped somewhere I don't want to be. Like to me, that's hell. That is hell. That perspective is hell. But then when you break down the word hell, it has its etymology in the word transformation. So again, your soul is still seeking the transformative information and energy to be more soul, to be more of its own self. It's like, imagine being super, super smart, getting amnesia, and not remembering how smart you are. To me, that's essentially what's happening here on this planet. Nobody remembers that they're a soul. So therefore, we're all unaliving each other, raping and pillaging. And guess what? It's allowed because some of us came to have the experience to be the graper. Some of us came to have the experience to be the graped. Some of us came to be pillaged. Some of us came to do the pillaging. You get what I'm saying? Me and my mom had this whole contract about, look, we gonna go down there. I'm gonna need you to just abuse me and say wild shit to me and be like, fucked up ass mother to me. And that sounds crazy. And to some people, they may even say that's spiritual bypassing. It's not. It's accepting that I'm a spirit and I've made some choices and I'm awakening to myself because I'm choosing to. I'm choosing to be open to what that means. And I feel like that the grace of thought that allows us all to remember and realize that we are spirits having a human experience is what opens up the psyche and the mind so that you can have more of your spiritual knowing of self. I feel like, and what I'm learning from my own personal experience and from the clients I work with, when you accept that I'm a spirit having a human experience, it seems to create some space in your own system for more of the knowledge you have accumulated through your various walks in this realm. I used to say, like, I have this thing that I think, a thought that I think about grass. When we talk about what submission is, that people need to submit, it's like, to me, you look to the grass to teach you about submission. I can't look to my grandmother or the past to see about submission. I have to look at grass. Grass, literally grass. The green stuff that grows out the dirt. Grass is when I need to learn about submission, I go talk to grass. Again, I was a person who was not nurtured or really raised by my mother, so I was nurtured and raised by strangers, all the while living with her now. Whole story for another day. And I have to say it like that because the human part of me is like, yeah, she just created a lot of damn karma and trauma for me. But the spirit part of me knows, like, well, that's what we wanted. So we could have the experience. We needed to know what a feeling is. Could you imagine being a soul and being like, I wanna feel feelings. I'd like to feel feelings. Where can I go to have the experience of feeling feelings? Earth, the earth realm. You're born out of a meat hole. A doctor slaps you on the butt. You cry. Your first cry. To me, this is magnificent to have that awareness as a soul because when you think of it that way, then it affords you the space to get more of who you are as a soul. And it allows you to tap into your many lifetimes of experience and knowledge. So, again, if I want to talk to a being about submission, I talk to grass. We step on grass, we spit on grass, we die on grass, we pee on grass, we allow our animals to. Grass submits. Now you get some crabgrass, it might stab you back a little bit. Not all grass, but that good, nice, soft green grass. When I need to talk to a being on this realm about submission, personally, I go to the forest or the woods or a park, and I talk to some grass about this man or this person or this woman wants me to submit. Grass, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, and grass be looking at me like, well, you sitting on me right now, and I ain't giving you no pushback. Like, damn, how you doing that, grass? And grass be telling me, because I have the soul of unconditional love. I come from love. I am love. I come from source. Could you imagine as a light being deciding to be grass? While we're talking about, oh, he abusing me, she abusing me, the government abusing me, all these people abusing me. What about grass? Who advocates for grass? You get where I'm coming from? I see I have two people in the room. Hi, you guys, and one like. I wonder if there are any comments. Let me see. Okay, I don't have any comments yet. And to be honest, this wasn't. I'm not doing Q&A. This is a type of lecture series that I'm experimenting with. In the future, I look to be able to pre-record them and have little um, scholarship and different things pop up on the screen to help aid in the visual part of the lecture. You get what I'm saying? I love to talk about things that matter. Matter Mondays. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling myself. Um so I'm going to wrap up about here because I don't want to go into tomorrow even though it's already tomorrow to many people who may be watching, and when they watch the replay it won't be Monday anymore. But I want to stay true to the perspective of what I'm saying, which is I don't think it's a new perspective. I just think that, if I may speak frankly, it's a perspective and a conversation that most are not used to people of color having. I'm a person of color this lifetime, right? I'm a black girl this lifetime, right? So this conversation, I haven't seen many brown people have it. I see a lot of my white constituents, a lot of my Asian constituents having this conversation and talking about this thing. But I don't see us having this conversation. It makes me even think about like how black people are holding on to slavery, and I have to say it that way as a black person. But can you hold on to it so tightly if you hold the perspective that you're a soul having an experience, and that you may have in one of your lifetimes experienced slavery? What did your soul learn from that? This is the conversation we got to have internally. If I perceive somewhere in my bloodline or in my experience as a soul that I have been a slave, hey Martin, that I've been a slave, what did I learn about being a slave? What did my soul learn about? Did my soul, because really we're coming into a realm again of emotions and limitations. You hear some people refer to it as a grand dance, a grand play, right? You put on the flesh suit, you have the costume that goes with it. Like, I'm a brown girl. My costume this lifetime is that I'm a brown girl from Trinidad whose mother kind of, mishandled her in some way, right? But does it stop there? Is that just all I am? I'm a brown girl with mommy trauma and that's it? Or is there something deeper at play here? Am I a soul that wanted to have an experience to be able to make sense of? It's almost like it's, to me it almost hits like a soul being a little bored. Could you imagine you're like in the oneness, in the golden light of the is of God, Allah, however you think of it, right? You're just in it, you just in the bosom of God, you're a soul, you're a light being, you just and then someday all of a sudden in some moment you're like, you know what? While I'm experiencing all this love and oneness, is there something else? And then you hear, yeah, there's a whole university called Earth. And if you want to go down there and help other souls experience form, matter, limitation, and something called emotions, you can go. So then you go. And then the doctor slap you on your ass and you're like, what the fuck? You know, so or your mom abuses you, or your dad abuses you, or the government abuses you, or someone does something that makes you cry really hard and really freaking ugly. You have the ugly cry. What does that teach you? That you can cry, that you can feel, that form has. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I said I wasn't going to keep you long. Today, we talked a little bit about releasing karma. And when I talked about releasing karma as it relates to being a mother on Matter Mondays, it's like, do you have to have a baby? Just because you're a portal holder, just because you have a vagina, organically speaking, does that mean, in fact, that you need to allow other souls to come through you? Is that what you want to experience? Is that what you signed up for? Because as a portal holder, you get to be a way that other souls come in, and that creates karma. Somebody birthed Obama, somebody birthed Hitler, somebody birthed your bully in 3rd grade, somebody birthed the person who saved you from a near death. You get what I'm saying? there's this connectivity that we are experiencing, but I think we're looking at it from a very surface level. And the whole point is if we're trying to grow humanity, as they say, we have to at some point take on that accountability that I'm a soul having a human experience. What kind of human experience do I want to have? Does capitalism even matter then? Is capitalism even a problem? Or is it how I'm responding to capitalism? Or is it that capitalism was even created? If it was created, it was allowed. Do you get what I'm saying? We work ourselves up. But why are we working ourselves up? We're spirits having a human experience. So then I do ask the question again, what does it mean to be a mother now? What does it mean to be a mother when you have that awareness that you create karma for the world by birthing individuals? Do you have any responsibility in that, or is I mean, like, and does do the mommy traumas matter? And again, does you even being a mother hold some higher grounds than other beings who don't have a portal between their legs? And I am referencing the trans conversation because I was one of those people that was like, they trying to erase what it mean to be a woman. They trying to take away the women faculty label. But who really cares if we're souls having a human experience? Who cares? Who cares? Literally, who cares? Who cares if people implant chips in their head? Who cares? You're implanting a chip into your brain to function here. When you go to the next place, the chip ain't there no more. And you're not going to tell me that a human being with finite resources is creating something that affects the infinite part of yourself. No, that's not happening. It's not true. I don't care how many circle rituals. I don't care what you heard. I don't care who's trapping whose soul and what. You can't like think about that. Again, these are contracts. If I want my soul to be trapped somewhere, I have made that contract with another soul to have that dance. So what am I so butthurt about if I'm having the experience that I signed up to have? So if I'm going to choose myself in this environment, it means that I need to honor that I'm a soul having a human experience. And if I may be a portal holder or someone with an actual vagina, then what does that mean as far as like birthing individuals and letting people come through me? Because as a mother, I'm not in control of, I mean, I can be in control of what comes through me, but only because to know that is to know that I had a contract with another soul at some point in time that I was going to allow them to come through. You get what I'm saying? So to bring it back to a nice place of, because I want to end the lecture. It is late, and I did have a full day, but I could not do what I said I was going to do, and it literally feels good to be here. Um, and thank you for anybody who watches the replay. You guys, thank you for liking the video. Feel free to share it because it's going to be an ongoing conversation. And today I'm just what I'm doing today is I'm getting you ready for what we're going to be talking about on Matter Mondays. I'm getting you ready to have this conversation with yourself about what it means to be a co-creator, what it means to be substance that creates more substance. And what does it mean to be a mother in the grand scheme of things now in today's world where we are having the conversation of aliens, cloning, womb transplants, and some of this stuff is taking other people like they are losing their minds just the idea of it. Some people are like really like, how can a man have a baby? What is? I was one of those people. That's why I'm making fun of it. But when I really had to, once I started really getting to my ministry work, which means I'm studying faith, I'm studying spirituality, I'm studying a lot of things, and the truth has a way of just popping up, and it's just this idea like, what are we actually invested in? Are we more invested in the human experience than the awareness that I'm a soul having a human? That hit differently. I could be having a human experience, but am I a human having a human experience? Because that's how most of us live. If we're just humans, humaning. But if I look at it through the lens of a soul having a human experience, and as a soul, I'm aware I've been mother, father, baby, child, grass, dirt, piece of poo poo, whatever. A little alien. Some of us have that on our DNA where we've literally been able to come through as the ETs that other people are seeing. What does it like really mean then? Does it even mean anything? To me, that's freeing. Hence why we call it the Free Christ Church. That's freeing. That I don't have to be. So when I'm saying choose self, I'm saying choose your soul. I'm saying be mindful that you're a soul having a human experience. And if you happen to be what I call a portal holder, a vagina holder, a bio woman, what they call a cis woman, you being a cis woman, does that give you more value as a being here on this planet, considering we're all light beings here? Right? Like, I did not think like this a couple months ago. This is the result of me. Now I understand people who go to theology school and different types of spiritual institutions, and we wonder what they're learning. I'm learning this stuff now, and I'm like, my mind is blown. But also, as someone who is building a faith ministry, I'm also kind of a little bit like, what have the pastors, reverends, rabbonis, imams, and isas been teaching? Because what the like, you know, I'm not trying to judge anyone. I'm not. But I'm just asking the question, what have we been learning in Bible study? Of course, my Bible study gonna hit different. Cause I'm finna talk about I'm finna be on like what Jesus was with the what's it, Jesus and the Essenes. Like I'm finna be on my spiritual school stuff with the people. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, what are we actually teaching the souls that come here? Like what, why are we not having that conversation with our children before the age of 7 that hey, I need to let you be aware that you're a spirit. You're a being of light and you're having a how many of us have ever told our children, "Hey, I had you, but really you had me. We had each other. We're here by contract together and you're an actual soul that's having experience and you chose me and I chose you and we're going to have this experience together and we're going to figure some things out as souls." Could you imagine having that conversation with your child and they looking at you like before their mind gets cloudy with all the human form stuff, before they even meet limitation, and you're telling your young child, hey, I'm not going to limit your being. I'm not going to do that to you because I honor that you're a soul and I'm honored that we chose each other. So let's just figure out why we did that. If I don't really know as a parent, maybe you know. Maybe the child will say, hey, I chose you because you won't get me to the bag. I chose you because I need you to basically mistreat me so I can do something else in the world myself. I need to experience pain. So I'm probably gonna act the fuck up. I'm probably gonna be a what they call a bad child. So you can abuse me and overstep your boundaries with me and be violent with me. And that's gonna take me on this journey that I want to experience. That journey could be a life of degradation, a life of triumph, but whatever it is, I want to experience it. And I picked you to help me do that. Could you imagine having that conversation with your child? If you have made a baby, male or female, mother or father, can you imagine having a discussion with your child before the world or limitation really gets ingrained in their mindset? And you say, hey, you're a light being and a soul, and you're having this human experience, which means this, that, and the third. Could you imagine how freeing that would be to an individual on this realm, the where the anything goes realm? To me, that's liberating. That's powerful. Okay, I can't do. I was trying to ignore the glare on the glasses. I can't do it no more. I'm not gonna end my life in discomfort. But my makeup is coming off. If y'all want to see the fresh look, y'all got to go to Facebook and see how I was looking when I first did it this morning. So yeah, it's 11:57. Like I said, I wasn't gonna keep you guys long. This is the first time that I'm doing Matter Mondays. I'm looking at every other week, and we're just going to explore what it means to be a mother now in the Aquarian age. Hi, you guys. I'm Oya B Gold of Gold Energy Management Ministries. I know it's my aka Church for the Aquarian Age, aka the Free Christ Church, because our Christ ain't on no cross. We got to live in Christ, okay? We are on our Christ is now, Jesus is now vibe. You feel me? And I can't wait to unfold this ministry with you all more. I cannot wait to be of service to people who remember or want to remember their soul's journey. To me, that's what we're having. We're having soul journeys and we're doing it together clandestinely. I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean? Like chaotically, good, bad, and different. We're all here right now together. And to me, that's exciting because, again, it comes back to you being a soul saying, I want to experience lack. I want to experience abundance. I want to experience pain. I want to experience joy. I want to experience making a baby and then that baby passing away. I'd like to know what that feels like. Then you got to find a soul that's willing to come down and be born and then pass away. Could you imagine that? And what do we have to gain as souls through that experience? To me, this is titillating conversation. So please, I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts about it, your challenges, your upsetness, your if you think it's spiritual bypassing that I'm bringing, if you think I'm trying to do something, I don't care what it is. If you have a thought about this live as you're watching it, please comment. I'm open to that. Check out my community tab here on YouTube. Again, I'm Oya B Gold of Gold Energy Management, Gem, aka the Church for the Aquarian Age, aka the Free Christ Church, and I'm excited about this my mission. I'm excited. You know, my motto and my mission statement for Gold Energy Management is don't just find your purpose, be it, right? And that we don't help you find your purpose, we help you to be it. So in turning that back to myself, I am being my purpose. I am being my soul's purpose and I know it and it hits a certain way. And to me, I can say the personal result of aligning with my soul's mission is I'm getting more information. I'm getting more access to what that means and what it means to be a soul having a human experience and that awareness. I don't know. It feels really good, really empowering, and most of all, very, very, very liberating. You guys have a good night. Thank you for being here with me. Try replay, run it back. Let me know your thoughts. If you're not following me on Facebook, find me, Oya B Gold on Facebook. You can check out the pre-show for this show. It had some more gems in there. It was earlier, so I was all in my bag. Tonight, I just wanted to give an introduction on this new series. And I think I'm going to go live again tomorrow because I do want to talk about the direction that I'm taking the channel in. And I would like to do that tomorrow, I'm thinking. And tomorrow is Tuesday. And for me, that's Taco Tuesdays. And everybody knows tacos are spiritual to me. So we're probably gonna do a mukbang tomorrow. I'm probably gonna eat tacos like several times tomorrow because I also want to go on TikTok and do something there. So tomorrow we about to eat an ass of tacos and talk shit. So see you guys tomorrow actually for Taco Tuesdays because tacos are spiritual. So again, good night, you guys. Thank you for joining the First Matter Mondays. It will be fleshed out more. I do have my notes here. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a thing, okay? You guys have a good night again. Thanks for being here. Replay Tribe, I love you. Again, ask any and all the questions you want. Hit up my community wall. I'll be proud of it. And find me on Facebook if you're moved to Oya B Gold. And again, you guys have a great night. It's so good to be here. I'm really looking forward to the direction I'm taking my YouTube channel. And again, gratitude and wholeness. You guys have a good night. Thanks for being here. Now I never remember how to end my lives, you guys. Oh, it's the X at the top. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes. Okay, guys, later.